Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for tonight's coverage of the Thunderstruck Super Series SamAllyCo Late Model Series. Tonight, these late models will be taking on Myrtle Beach Speedway for 100 laps of racing action. I'm going to be your announcer for tonight. My name is Atlee @ManWees, and I'm excited to call every second of tonight's coverage once again here at Myrtle Beach Speedway for some heart-pumping short track racing. Now, coming into this race last week, we were at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, and we saw Dylan Bates grab his first win of the late model season. That was definitely a big win for that number 91 team. So he started on the pole. He only led 3 laps, but he led the one that counted, which was that last one. Finishing second, he led majority of the laps, leading 88 of them. That was Kyle Martinson. Finishing third was Ronald Cole. Fourth was Kieran Church, and rounding out your top 5, that was Rick Rube. Your other lap leader was Jacob Boehm, who finished 11th and led 10 laps, but he had a nightmare of a race, getting involved in some incidents, and just the race did not go the way he wanted, and he ended up crossing the line, like I said, in 11th. So now, after everything that happened over at Nashville, here's a look at your point standings. Josh Oswald is your point standings leader. He's got 1 win this season. That was at Langley. He's got a 5-point lead over second place John Bennett. 3 points are in third, 7 points behind Oswald. That is Jacob Boehm. He's got 2 wins this season at North Wilkesboro and Hickory, but last week's performance definitely hurt him in the point standings. Fourth is Kieran Church, who is 8 points behind Oswald. And rounding at your top 5, 13 points behind Oswald, that is Rick Rube in 5th. So still, the battle for the lead here in the point standings very tight after 4 races. Less than 10 points separates the top 4, and less than 15 points separates the top 5. So this is a very close battle still. I'm not sure who is the favorite to win the championship yet, because it is still anybody's season here after 4 races. I want to give a big thank you to series sponsor of the Thunderstruck Late Model Series, SamAllyCo. SamAllyCo is where art and expression comes to life. Step inside their curated collection of artful home decor and accessories designed to add personality and spark conversation in your everyday life. They believe that decor and accessories should be a reflection of you, filled with pieces that tell your story and inspire joy. Make sure to visit their Etsy store. Link is in the description, and you can browse a vast collection of unique and expressive items. And if you use promo code ATMAN10, you can get 10% off your order. That's right, if you go to SamAllyCo and you use the promo code ATMAN10, you can get 10% off your order. So go check it out. Items there makes a perfect gift for maybe Valentine's Day. I know that's coming up. Surprise your special someone with a gift from SamAllyCo. Great for birthdays. Definitely go check it out. Etsy store again. The link to it is in the description. And practice is wrapping up with Kieran Church on the top of the board. Nice time for Church with an 18.76. All right, we are now qualifying here at Myrtle Beach Speedway. And there is, got some drivers heading out there right now. There is Jake Boehm in the 18. Like I said, he's got 2 wins this season, looking to grab another one tonight. Got Rick Rube in the 81, searching for his first win of the season. He's came close a couple of times, but still searching for that win, trying to get that monkey off of his back tonight. Now, Myrtle Beach, a very unique track, and you're about to see it as William Griffith heads into turns 1 and 2. On 1 and 2, you've got those little turtles on that white line on the bottom of the racetrack, and that poses a challenge for drivers who are running, because you want us to have those left side tires on that white line, but you want to make sure you stay off those turtles, because if you hit them, it's going to cost you a ton of momentum, and it also could potentially damage your car a little bit, potentially knock out that toe. So you definitely got to be careful to not hit those turtles when going through turns 1 and 2. You see it all the time, especially if you're too wide and the guy on the top is pinching the guy on the bottom. You see it a lot. Drivers hit those turtles, so you definitely want to try to avoid it as much as you can, because it can definitely mess up your qualifying run, or it can mess up your race. So these guys right now trying to keep it off the turtles in qualifying. Dylan Bates to the top of the board with an 18.78. That puts him 100th ahead of second place Josh Cole. Third is Kyle Martinson. Fourth, that is Eric Tracy, and rounding out your top 5 in qualifying, that is Jacob Boehm. Dylan Bates trying to get 2 poles in a row. One driver that could stop him, though, he's on track right now. That's John Bennett in the 08. He's definitely one of, and Kieran Church in the 22, 2 drivers that are definitely up there when looking at favorites to win tonight's event. So there's John Bennett heading through turns 3 and 4 right now, trying to see what time he can put on the board. Kieran Church crosses the line. And John Bennett on his first lap gets an 18.96. Kieran Church, I believe that, so the outlap when we saw him cross the line, he was beginning his first lap. Kieran Church able to get that third with an 18.82, 300ths off of Dylan Bates. Not quite there. Let's see if he can improve on lap number 2. Typically, your second lap is going to be your fastest, so Kieran Church might grab the pole here. Let's see. He does improve, but not quite enough. It came down to the thousandths of a second, but Kieran Church barely misses the pole, and he turns in 18.79. So Dylan Bates will be on the pole for tonight's late model stock event. All 15 drivers have qualified. Everybody locked into the feature. And let's talk about the track that we are racing at tonight, Myrtle Beach Speedway. Since opening in 1948 and through its transition to pavement in 1974 until its closure in 2020, Myrtle Beach Speedway was not only the scene of great weekly action, but a springboard for stock car racing royalty. The half-mile D-shaped oval is not anything new to the oval racing world, but remains quite an adversary to short track racing. With the track closed since August of 2020, the South Carolina racetrack will definitely be missed. It is 0.56 miles. It's got 13 degrees of banking in the turns, 4 degrees on the front stretch, and 3 degrees on the back stretch. And yes, late model stock car drivers, short track racers, and racing fans all across the Southeast definitely miss Myrtle Beach Speedway. Definitely a great track, and I know definitely how I would feel if my home track closed. So, glad it's still archived here on iRacing and we can still race on here, but it's definitely not the same not having it in person, so. Luckily, a lot of the drivers that race there have found other tracks to go to. I know a lot of drivers that race there now run at Florence Motor Speedway, and I know Anderson Motor Speedway is down there in South Carolina, Dillon Motor Speedway. So luckily there are other tracks in South Carolina, but Myrtle Beach was definitely a great track for those out in eastern South Carolina. But iRacing's cool because there are a few closed tracks on iRacing, but iRacing has archived them forever and ever on the sim, so we can continue to race on those tracks. USA International Speedway, another track that is closed in real life that is archived on iRacing. All right, we're going to have another 2-minute warm-up just to give these drivers a final opportunity to get everything dialed in before the feature event, maybe making some changes to the brake bias, the steering ratio, the steering offset. That's the only changes you can really make with that fixed setup. So that's what these drivers just trying to get everything dialed in here. Let's talk about these cars that we are racing at tonight. These are the newest late model stock cars and they replaced the old Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS as the car's late model stock. It's a 500 horsepower V8 roaring beast for many short tracks and mile oval tracks throughout the Southeast. The car has double arm suspension with coil-over shocks and springs, combined with a truck arm and track bar, giving it the stability, agility, and proper turn-in needed to get around the tight short tracks and wider mile oval tracks with relative ease. The car also features a 4-speed manual transmission with 475 foot-pounds of torque, giving it some serious muscle out on the track. And this was probably one of, if not the best additions to the sim in 2023. And I'm very glad that the Thursday night Thunderstruck series has now switched to these late model stock cars, because these are phenomenal cars on the sim. They drive great, they handle great. But it takes a good driver to be successful in these. So definitely glad iRacing added these, and it's going to make for a fun race tonight here at Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach, a very tricky track, one of the harder short tracks on the sim. From my experience, you know, it takes a lot of time to kind of figure this place out, and looks like so far tonight, Dylan Bates is the main guy that's got it figured out, as he qualified on the pole, top of the board here in the warm-up, trying to grab 2 in a row tonight. And we are gridding for the feature event. Let's take a look at the starting lineup here tonight. Starting on the pole with an 18.783 in the number 91, that is Dylan Bates. Outside of him, it's Velocity Motorsports' Kieran Church in the number 22. Third is the 9 Cole World Racing driver of Josh Cole. Fourth is Kyle Martinson in the 07. And rounding at your top 5, that is the 66 of Eric Tracy. Sixth is Jake Boehm in the 18. Seventh is the 81 of Rick Rube. Eighth is Velocity Motorsports' Josh Oswald in the 17. Ninth is the 62 Highside Racing driver of Chris Reese. And rounding at your top 10, that is the 6 Oval Addicts driver of Tyler Rice. 11th is John Bennett in the 08. 12th is that number 12 of Reaper Racing. That's William the Griffdozer Griffith. 13th, that's Alex Veith in the Dark Horse Motorsports 51. 14th is the 11 Velocity Motorsports driver of Dave Jones. And rounding out your top 15, that is Aaron Ward in the number 99. So here we go. 15 drivers make up this field of late model stock cars. Only one can win. Who will it be? We will see after 100 laps of racing action. So here we go, coming to the green this time by these drivers, getting a few last swerves in, getting some heat in those tires. So here we go. Dylan Bates starting on the pole, trying to grab 2 wins in a row tonight. Outside of him, that's Kieran Church looking for win number 1 this season. You got Josh Cole there, Kyle Martinson there, Eric Tracy. This is going to be a barn burner, folks. Pace car is in. Green flag is out, and away we go here at Myrtle Beach Speedway. Dylan Bates leads the field into turns 1 and 2. We see Kieran Church tucks in line in second place. We're door-to-door for third. We see Josh Cole with the nose on the bottom over Kyle Martinson. He clears him, heading into 3 and 4, and there goes Jake Boehm peeping his nose underneath that 07. They're door-to-door as they cross the start-finish line, making a little bit of contact on the front stretch there, but it looks like Boehm able to clear them as they enter turn number 1. So the top 5 single file after 2 laps, with Dylan Bates remaining in the lead. Kieran Church in second right now, trying to track him down. There's Jake Boehm looking underneath Josh Cole now for third. There door to door, with Boehm having the nose, and he clears them through the center of the corner. So now Jake Boehm, he's gained 3 spots since the green flag has dropped, wheeling and dealing up through the field. 19.06 fastest lap time of the race. That was set by Jake Boehm, who is now trying to pick off Tiernan Church for that second place spot. Once again, last time by, Jake Boehm, another fastest lap time of the race. He turns a 19.03, and there he is underneath the 22, and he clears him up off of turn number 4. So coming up through the field very fast. Jake Boehm now setting his sights on your leader, Dylan Bates, trying to take the lead and lead some laps and try to fight for that win like he did last week at Nashville. But he's hoping that it ends a little bit better. Jake Boehm finished 11th last week at Nashville Fairgrounds after a little bit of a rough end to his race. Trying to not have that happen tonight as he gets easily underneath Dylan Bates into the race lead. 18.90 is the time for that 18 last time by. New fastest lap time of the race. Jake Boehm has got a rocket ship right now, but will it last? You've got to be concerned with the fact that with how quickly he's flown through the field, is he already burning up those tires way quicker than the other drivers behind him, like Dylan Bates and Kyle Martinson? And there goes Dylan Bates to the outside of that 18. Oh, contact! Wiggle off of 4 there for Jake Boehm, and we see Dylan Bates looking underneath him, heading into 1 and 2. Can Boehm shut the door on that 91? Oh, he gives him a tap in the left rear, heading into 3 and 4, trying to get off the racetrack. They're side by side off of 4. Jake Boehm still with the nose on the outside. But Dylan Bates with that preferred groove on the bottom, wrapping that white line, has got a nice run off of turn number 2. Jake Boehm fighting tooth and nail on that outside, trying to keep it in this race lead. Oh, they make contact. Down goes the racetrack for Dylan Bates. He's got a little bit lower of an entry than he had wanted, probably. And they door each other once again on the backstretch already. Some aggressive racing with only 10 laps down in this race. They continue to door each other on the front stretch. Jake Boehm continuing to hold his on, but it looks like the momentum has now shifted to the bottom. Nice run off of 2 for Dylan Bates. He's got a good entry, and there we go, able to clear Jake Boehm easily through 3 and 4. But now Jake Boehm trying to take that first place spot back. He looks underneath the 91, heading into 1 and 2. He's able to get to that left rear off of turn number 2. Watch out for that 18. Oh, he makes contact. On goes the 91. Caution flag is out. Wow. So here we are heading into 3 and 4. You gotta remember, these two were beating and banging for the last 5 or 6 laps. And you see, heading into 3 and 4, looks like the 91 kind of comes down on the 18 there. And that causes that 18, and it hits that left rear, sending that 91 around. Luckily, he was able to save it. No contact with the wall, no contact with any other drivers. But this race already getting dicey with only 14 laps down. Jake Boehm remains your race leader with Kyle Martinson up to second after we saw Dylan Bates go sideways. He got that position. Make sure to go check out IntensityRacing.com. That is our website here at Intensity Broadcasting, and we do custom printing. That's right, Intensity is proud to help with all your custom merchandise needs for your business, racing team, or anything in between, with a focus on customer service and getting you in contact with a real person. We can get you from idea to product with ease. Leave your information and a comment at our website with information on what you're looking for, and we'll get back to you in record time. We do custom bulk orders, or we can get you a collection on our site. It's up to you. Just contact us and we can give you any kind of merchandise you would like for your business, racing team, or anything in between. Check it out, IntensityRacing.com. Go check out our custom printing and see what we can do for you. Getting ready to go back green. Pace car is in. Jake Boehm restarting on the bottom. Martinson on the top. Behind them, that's Bates, Kieran Church, and Josh Cole. Green flag is back out. Jake Boehm up through the gears, leading the field into turns 1 and 2. Here comes Dylan Bates underneath Kyle Martinson. He clears them. And now Dylan Bates trying to track down Jake Boehm and maybe finish some unfinished business that we saw during our last green flag run. As they take it off of turn number 4, we got a nice run for that 91, getting closer and closer to that back bumper of the 18. He looks underneath him, heading into 1 and 2. Can't quite get there yet. It looks like Jake Boehm is actually starting to extend his gap a little bit over the 91. Dylan Bates still keeping it there, not letting that 18 get too far ahead. But Jake Boehm still with a little bit of a comfortable distance over that 91. About a car length between himself and Dylan Bates right now. Watch out, Kyle Martinson there as well. Josh Cole. Field very tight right now. I mean, you could throw a blanket over the top 5. Just all about who was going to try to make a move first. And I think it could be for this race lead as Dylan Bates decreasing that gap. He's getting closer and closer. Nice run there through turns 1 and 2 for that 91. Looking to try to arc that corner into 3 and 4 to maybe get underneath that 18 off of exit. He's got a nice run off of 4. Watch out for Dylan Bates. Here he comes. Jake Boehm gonna have to try to be defensive here as Dylan Bates tries to take this race lead. Got very close there off of turn number 4. I think we maybe saw maybe a little bit of a slip up there for that 18. And that's exactly what Bates is waiting for right now. He's waiting for that 18 to make a mistake. And once Boehm does, Bates is hoping that he can take advantage of that. So right now, because of that, Boehm just needs to be smooth, needs to be consistent, he needs to hit his marks if he wants to hold on to this race lead. We got somebody in the chat. Nick Veith says, let's go Alex Veith. Alex Veith currently running in that 11th place spot, trying to get by Chris Reese to break into the top 10. Might be saving some tires at this stage of the race. We are a quarter of the way through this 100 lap event. 25 down, 75 to go. And Jake Boehm is your race leader with Dylan Bates in second, Kyle Martinson in third. We see Josh Oswald has worked his way up to 4th. And rounding out your top 5, that is Josh Cole. We continue to watch this battle for the lead. Here comes Dylan Bates and big run into 3 and 4. Trying to get to that back bumper of the 18. He is there off of turn number 4. Maybe trying to set something up for 1 and 2 here. But once again, we see Boehm able to extend that gap a little bit. Jake Boehm has just been very smooth, very consistent, definitely doing a great job hitting his marks. Not letting Dylan Bates have that mistake that he wants Boehm to have. But once again, nice run into 3 and 4 for Dylan Bates. And Dylan Bates, he's having to play offense and defense here because he has Kyle Martinson all over his back bumper as well. So he's trying to get by this 18 as quickly as possible. 3 and 4 might be the time where we maybe see him try to break out that chrome horn. He gets to his back bumper off the exit, gives him a little nudge, trying to get him up the racetrack. But once again, Jake Boehm trying his best to extend that gap, but Dylan Bates is there. Here he comes, right on his back bumper into 3 and 4. Gives him another tap on exit, and he gets underneath him. He gets to his left rear on the front stretch, side by side into 1 and 2. Bame still with the nose on the outside, holding his own up there. Oh, they door each other a little bit on the backstretch, and we see Bates tucks back in line in second. He lost a little bit of momentum there after that contact we saw between the 18 and the 91, so he's going to have to restart this again, and he's got to try to get back underneath that 18, and it looks like right now Bates has really good exit speed. I think exit is going to be his key right now. Exit off of 4. He's trying to get around him on the outside, and he's able to get to his right rear, but I don't know if he's able to get fully by him. We see once again Bame clears him. Oh, contact! The 91 sends Bame around into the inside wall. Caution flag is out. So here we are, heading off of turn number 2. We see Bates gives the 18 the bumper off of turn number 2, does not hit him square. That sends that 18 around. And we see Jake Bame, that front end, little bit of damage as he makes contact with that inside wall. So that brings us under our second caution of the night. And it looks like now both Dylan Bates and Jake Bame are in the back now. Dylan Bates was given the EOL penalty after that caution. And then Jake Bame was in the back just because of that incident. So now they're going to be starting one in front of the other here on this next restart once again. Looks like Bame into the pits. Maybe trying to get some of that damage fixed. But we got Matt Geis on Facebook. He says, good stuff, y'all. Thanks for tuning in tonight, Matt. Those of you who don't know who Matt Geis is, he was the former owner of the original Rebels Racing League that we used to broadcast here on Intensity Broadcasting. And a lot of they still put on some races. And a lot of the guys here in Thunderstruck also run or have ran in the original Rebels Racing League. Nick Feith on YouTube says, heck of a race so far. It has been. I mean, this has not been a snooze fest at all. I mean, we've just seen great battles for the lead all night long. And we'll see if that continues, as now Kyle Martinson will be the control car on this next restart. Outside of him, he's got Josh Oswald. Third is Eric Tracy, or excuse me, third is Josh Cole. Fourth is Eric Tracy, and rounding out your top 5, that is Kieran Church. We'll see if Jake Bame and Dylan Bates will be able to make their way back up through the field. Green flag is back in the air, and Kyle Martinson leads the field into turns 1 and 2. Josh Oswald tucks in line in second. We're door-to-door for third between Eric Tracy and Josh Cole. We see Tracy. He's got the nose on the outside, and he is able, I say that, not quite. Yes, he is able to get clear over the 9 of Josh Cole, so he tucks in line now, trying to track down Josh Oswald for this second place spot. Josh Oswald very fast right now, just turned a 19:07 and is tracking down that 07 of Kyle Martinson. He's got a nice run off of turn number 4, getting closer and closer to that back bumper. The top 4 all ran their personal best lap. The top 5 all just ran their personal best lap times of the race. So these late model stock cars are the fastest they've been all race long. Drivers really pushing them to the limit. Again, Kyle Martinson last time by with his personal best lap time of the race, 18.95. But Josh Oswald staying right there. He's got a big run into 3 and 4. And Josh Oswald looking to see where Kyle Martinson's maybe giving up that bottom, trying to see where he can maybe finagle that 17 underneath him. We see Martinson extending that gap a little bit for this race lead. And Martinson, heartbreak last week at Nashville Fairgrounds. Dylan Bates passed him on the last lap. Kyle Martinson dominated that race, leading majority of the laps, and Martinson was leading on the last lap, but Bates got underneath him, and he had the nose over Martinson coming to the line. Only a 100th of a second separated your top two. So Kyle Martinson hoping to get it done tonight, hoping it's not that close, but Josh Oswald says, hey, I want to make this one close. I want to get by you for this race lead. And he's staying right with him. There he is, looking underneath him, heading into 1 and 2. As I say that, we see Martinson able to shut the door, says, not today. And Oswald is going to have to regroup and try to set up another pass on this 07. Looks like Oswald's looking to maybe try to set something up on entry of the corner. He's going to try it again here in 1 and 2, but he can't get underneath him. But you can tell Oswald each lap thinking about sending it down there to the bottom. And we see 1 and 2, it's that big wide corner. We're watching the chase. And yeah, see how much room there is to potentially get underneath that 07. You've just got to have a kind of lower entry, which could potentially cause you to push up. And as I was looking at that, there goes Eric Tracy underneath the 17. He's to his door off of turn number 4. They remain side by side into 1 and 2. Oswald with the nose on the outside, trying to clear him off of turn number 2. And yes, he is able to. So Eric Tracy tucks back in line in that 3rd place spot. There's Josh Oswald once again trying to look underneath this 07. He's continuing to try to get underneath him, but not able to. Looks like Josh Cole is able to get by Eric Tracy for 3rd. He's going to try to track down your top 2. And we are halfway in this race. The flagman, and if it was real life, would be given the cross sticks. And that means 50 laps down, 50 more to go here at Myrtle Beach. And what a great race it has been so far. But it's not over yet, because we still have this great battle for the lead we're watching right now between the 07 of Kyle Martinson and that 17 of Josh Oswald. Right now, Oswald continuing to just try to set up the pass, looking to see what Martinson is doing, where he's maybe giving up some time, giving up the bottom, and Oswald just needs to take advantage of that. We see Dayton Weaves on Facebook says Matt Geiss is the OG. Indeed he is. Definitely one of the big pieces in Intensity Broadcasting's early years. Definitely thankful for the opportunity that Matt Geiss gave Intensity Broadcasting to broadcast the Original Rebels League, or Original Rebels Racing League when it first started out. And a lot of opportunities have come about from that initial opportunity with the Original Rebels. So definitely thank you for all that Matt Geiss has done for Intensity Broadcasting. Definitely is the OG for sure. But we look back to the racing action, and the head honcho of the Thunderstruck Super Series, Josh Oswald, continuing to try to get by one of the heavy hitters in this racing series, Kyle Martinson. And it's not every day you see the league owner and the league head honcho also be a successful racer in the league. Josh Oswald, he's won so many championships here in Thunderstruck, and he's always there competing for race wins. Josh Oswald is a phenomenal racer. He's got one of, if not the highest iRatings out of any of the drivers here in the field. So Josh Oswald, not only a great owner and head honcho of the Thunderstruck Super Series, but he's a great racer. And he's showing that tonight as he continues to try to make it by Kyle Martinson for this race lead. Josh is going to be racing late models in real life. I'm not sure if it's, I believe it's probably super late models, but he is racing a variation of the late model in real life, so I'm sure he's hoping that the success that he's having here on the sim can translate over to real life. But it's really cool to see. We do have a lot of drivers that also run in real life. I know Jacob Bain, currently running in 8th right now. He races in real life. Eric Tracy, I believe, runs flat cart go-karts in real life. So got a lot of racers here that also run in real life, and it's really cool to see how the real life racing world and the sim racing world kind of come together, especially in the Tunderstruck Super Series. Alex Veith in the number 51, he was a motocross racer. I believe he has since retired now. I'm sure there's many other drivers in this series as well that I've forgotten, but those are just the drivers that I can think of off the top of my head with real-life racing experience. Josh Oswald previously ran street stocks in real life. And he just continues to try to make it by Kyle Martinson for this race lead. He's been continuing to try to set it up for these last, 10, 20 laps, but hasn't been able to find a way around that 07. Kyle Martinson's done a great job. He stayed consistent. He stayed smooth and hit his mark, so he's been very mistake-free and he's not really given Josh Oswald an opportunity to take advantage of his mistakes, because there really haven't been any for that 07. He's just doing a great job being defensive and holding off this 07. We saw Aaron Ward go down a lap, so our first driver is down 1 lap. I believe we will have maybe a little bit more lap traffic as Kyle Martinson is starting to catch John Bennett. That guy on Facebook says, "Thank you, sir, just doing the work grind, but miss y'all." Yeah, we definitely miss you too, Matt. Always enjoyed having you racing and just being a part of everything over at the Original Rebels. But glad you tuned in to check everything out tonight. So Kyle Martinson continuing to hold off Josh Oswald for the time being. Elsewhere in the field, looks like Eric Tracy trying to get back by Josh Cole for this race lead. They're door-to-door heading through turns 3 and 4 right now. Cole with the nose on the outside, but Eric Tracy fights back on the bottom. They're door-to-door as they cross the start-finish line. There's Eric Tracy. He's keeping the nose on the bottom, but I mean, they're pretty much equal heading through 3 and 4. Both drivers fighting tooth and nail to hang on to the 3rd place spot. See, going way down the track, there goes Eric Tracy. Had a little bit of a lower entry than he maybe would have wanted. Josh Cole with the nose on that outside now. Trying to get clear. Oh, contact, the 81 gets into the back bumper of the 66, sending him around. Looks like everybody else able to get around him, and that brings out the 3rd caution of the night. So looks like it happens here in 3 and 4. So we're side by side between Josh Cole and Eric Tracy. And what happens here? So it looks like Eric Tracy gets a little bit loose on entry. and he kind of loses some momentum. So now Rick Rube gets up to his back bumper, and he just gets into him on exit, doesn't really hit him square, and just gives him a really hard shove, sending him around into the inside wall. Kieran Church having to react very quickly. He gets around him. So does Dylan Bates. What an avoidance. He gets by him. So now we are back under caution. Aaron Ward getting his lap back. Kyle Martinson remains your race leader, trying to get it done tonight after falling just a little bit short last week at Nashville Fairgrounds. But he's going to have to hold off Josh Oswald in second, and the rest of the field, Jake Boehm, Dylan Bates, kind of had to work their way back up through the field after the last caution, and Jake Boehm has gotten up to 6th. Dylan Bates is to 7th. Both of them trying to get back to the front where they were running before we saw that incident up front between those two. So we are officially at the 3/4 mark of this race. We've got 75 laps in the books, 25 more to go. A lot of storylines. Kyle Martinson looking to get the monkey off his back and grab his first win of the season. Oswald looking to try to park it in victory lane once again. After he did so at Langley, this would be his second win. Josh Cole, don't count him out. He came into this race as kind of a dark horse pick, but I mean, he's running really well in third. Kieran Church also trying to get the monkey off his back and park it in victory lane tonight. He is in fourth. Jake Boehm looking to try to get his third win of the season tonight. And we'll see if he can overcome the adversity that he's faced tonight after having to go to the back, work his way back up through the field. Pace car is in. Here we go. Martinson on the bottom. Oswald on the top. Here we go. Going to have a 25-lap shootout to see who can win this thing here at Myrtle Beach. Green flag is back in the air. Kyle Martinson up to the gears, leading the field into 1 and 2. And here goes Josh Oswald trying to get underneath the 07 into 1 and 2. But he tucks in line. We got Josh Cole underneath Kieran Church for that third place spot. But oh, William Griffith hard into the wall. Will that bring out a caution? No, it does not. So we remain green flag racing. And Kieran Church able to get clear over Josh Cole. Now there goes Jake Boehm underneath that number 9. They're door to door as they head off of turn number 2. Jake Boehm, oh, they door each other on the backstretch. But Boehm is able to get clear, and now Boehm is up into that 4th place spot. But that was a nasty hit we saw William Griffith take, and I'm sure he's very upset that we didn't see a caution flag come out, because, I mean, his race is pretty much done now. Kyle Martinson last time by ran the fastest lap time of the race with an 18.83. He's got a decent gap over Josh Oswald right now. We see Kieran Church in that 22 trying to track down the Jet. Last time by, we saw Church run his personal best lap time of the race with an 18.84. And he is probably the fastest car on track right now. That 22 looking very good as he's trying to track down Josh Oswald here. 20 laps to go. Oswald keeping it close to Kyle Martinson, but still about a car length gap between that 07 and the 17. Looks like William Griffith able to make it back out onto the track, but looks like he's gone a lap or two down now. So yeah, his race is, yep, he's 1 lap down. So he's really hoping for a caution so he can get the wave around, get back on the lead lap, and hopefully try to gain a few spots. But I don't know if we'll see another caution. We shall see. Looks like the leaders are catching him right now. So Kieran Church, nice run off of turn number 4. He's getting closer and closer to the back bumper of that 17. I mean, he's right there heading into 1 and 2. He's got a nice exit, maybe trying to set something up for 3 and 4 here. And man, looks like a great entry for Josh Oswald, and Church loses him a little bit, but he fights back off of exit of 4. He's once again right there on the back bumper. But Josh Oswald is just really beating him in on entry into the corner. There's Church all over the back bumper. He looks low in the 1 and 2. They're side by side. Church with the no, Oswald with the nose on the outside, taking it off of turn number 2. Church staying there on his door as they take it through 3 and 4. 15 laps to go, and Oswald shuts the door off of 4. And we're going to have another caution. I said I wasn't sure if we'd see one, but we do. And we see the saga of Jake Boehm continue tonight. It's just been a rough one. Here we see he's got Chris Reese and Dylan Bates behind him. Let's see what happens. We see Bates just slams into the back bumper of the 18, sending him around. He gets, the 91 gets sideways as well, and then hard into the outside wall once again for Jake Boehm. That is the 3rd time tonight that we have seen at least the 18 or the 91 go around. I mean, they've been going at it all race long, fighting hard. It's definitely put on a show for sure. We saw Alex Veith head down onto pit road, and he maybe had some damage. So now once again, Boehm has to work his way back up through the field, and he started off this season winning 2 races in a row, but these last 2 races have been rough for that 18 team. Dylan Bates probably won't get that 2 in a row that he definitely wanted after starting on the pole tonight. So Kyle Martinson remains your race leader. Can he hang on to it? And it's going to get dicey for 2nd and 3rd here, because, I mean, Kieran Church was underneath Josh Oswald pretty much when that caution flag came out. So they were fighting hard for 2nd. Watch out for Chris Reese in 4th. Eric Tracy there in 5th. These final few laps are going to be fun. And lights are off on the pace car. We're getting ready to go back green for a 9-lap shootout. Kyle Martinson restarting on the bottom outside of him. That is Josh Oswald. Like I said, then it's Kieran Church, Chris Reese, Eric Tracy. Watch out for Josh Cole. Here we go for all the marbles at Myrtle Beach. Pace car's in. And there's Kyle Martinson taking off, leading the field into turns 1 and 2. We see Oswald tucks in line in 2nd. We see Church able to tuck in line into 3rd. And he's going to try to get by Josh Oswald once again here. Oswald trying to reel in your leader, Kyle Martinson. Josh wants to grab that 2nd win of the season. But right now, Kyle Martinson keeping a decent gap between himself and Oswald right now. Last time we saw Josh run his fastest lap time of the race with an 18.84. Big run off of turn number 2 for Josh Oswald. He's going to drive it hard into 3 and 4 here, trying to get up to that back bumper of the 07. That 17 is a jet right now. Getting closer and closer again. He runs another fastest lap time, 18.84 for that 17. That Oswald is pushing that late model to its limit right now, trying to get up to Kyle Martinson, because at this point, there's no point in saving tires anymore. You got to go, go, go. Give it all she's got if you want a chance at winning this race. 6 laps to go now for Josh to try to make it by this 07. Kyle Martinson doing a great job. He's staying smooth. He's staying consistent. 5 laps to go now. Josh Oswald, time is running out for that 17 car to make a move. And now here comes Kieran Church. The opportunity is open for him to maybe try to make a pass for second here. He's got a big run off of turn number 4. Church trying to resume the battle that he was seeing with that 17 when that caution flag came out. He's got a nice run through 3 and 4 up off of 2. Getting closer and closer to that back bumper. Almost there. 3 laps to go now for Kieran Church. Josh Oswald doing a great job, hanging on to that second place spot. It's going to be 2 laps to go now for Kyle Martinson. He's came close so many times this season, especially last week at Nashville Fairgrounds. We're in a photo finish. He barely got bested by the 91 of Dylan Bates. There's Kieran Church looking underneath the 17 of Josh Oswald. He's to that left rear off of turn number 4. A white flag is in the air. Kyle Martinson remains this leader. All eyes are on the battle for second. Josh Oswald keeps it there off of turn number 2, but here comes Kieran Church, hard charging into 3 and 4. Can he get there? No. Kyle Martinson up off of turn number 4 for the first time this season. He is victorious. Kyle Martinson is your winner here at Myrtle Beach. Josh Oswald comes across the line in second, and we see Kieran Church ends up finishing in third. Great win for Kyle Martinson, finally getting the monkey off of his back after coming close so many times this season. He's got to be happy about that one. So I'm going to go ahead and put up the results on your screen right now from this race. There you go. You can see your top 15, see where your favorite driver finished. But we are now getting set for the driver interviews first. Let's talk to your third place finisher out of Mesa, Arizona. Let's talk to Kieran Church. Kieran, this is Atlan in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Stroke, yes sir, stroke.
Yep, I got you.
Awesome. Well, great race tonight here at Myrtle Beach Speedway, parking it on the podium. I know you started tonight in second outside of Dylan Bates, and you kept it kind of in the top 5 for a lot of this race, and we were really calling your name there towards the end as you were just trying to get by Josh Oswald, trying to fight by him, and you just couldn't quite get there. You gave a last little push there during those last, 3 laps to go, 2 laps to go, but you just couldn't get by him, but you still end up parking on the podium. Just walk us through your race and just, how you were able to tackle Myrtle Beach tonight.
Yeah, it was actually kind of hard to pass here. Everybody was pretty even up front, where you're just pretty much waiting on a mistake, and there early you're trying not to push hard because it's easy to push on exit if you just get in the gas a little too early. So I saved a little bit and I fell back a little bit farther than I wanted, but we got saved. I got saved by a caution there because that was when Eric Tracy and Donald were side by side for a long time, gave a gap to the leader. So I'm just glad for that caution to at least have a shot.
Now, Myrtle Beach, definitely kind of an older surface. I mean, what was the key to saving tires tonight?
It's more or less just keep the wheel straight. I was running a lot lower in 3 and 4 just because I was letting it roll, but I wasn't having as much wheel input. I could hit that curbing and just I felt like that I could save that way and still not lose too much speed. But other than that, it's just trying to keep the wheel straight and the car straight.
Now, before we let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Yeah, I got to thank Candler Life Alert, Warren Horseshoe Academy, Warren's Candler style jogging pants, everybody at Candler Racing Enterprise, Velocity Motorsports, and Jet Designs, and then you for doing the broadcast, and everybody here at Thunderstruck.
Awesome. Well, again, congrats on the podium tonight, Kieran, and have a great rest of your night.
Yep, you too.
Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and now pull in your second place finisher out of Laurie Station, Pennsylvania. Let's talk to Josh the Jet Oswald. Josh, this is Atlan in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, man, I got you. How are you?
Doing good up here in the broadcast booth, and looks like you were doing pretty good out on track tonight here at Myrtle Beach. Biggest move of the night after starting in 8th. You know, you're able to take advantage of some other drivers' mistakes and just quickly work your way up to the field, and you had great pace eventually getting up there into that second place spot. And we saw just during that long green flag run, you were running close on Martinson's back bumper there just for so long, just trying to find any sort of way to get by him, and you just you weren't quite able to find that, but luckily you were able to hold off a hard charging Kieran Church and just hang on to that second place spot. So parking on the podium tonight in that runner-up position, definitely nothing to sneeze at, but you know, I mean, walk us through your race, and I mean, what do you think you maybe could have done differently to change the result?
Maybe just save a little more tire. Kyle had more tire left at the end than I did. But Kyle was locked in tonight, and it's been a while since, Kyle's gotten himself a win. He usually melts the tires off, so he did a good job tonight. Proud of him. It was a good win for him. And then just really, I would rather we stay green. Kyle and I had a nice pace there going out front, and then couple heat cycles on those restarts weren't too kind to me, and then towards the end I was trying and caught the turtles, and that took away any chance I had of passing Kyle or any chance of maybe getting up there to wiggle him off the bottom, but at this point, we're right here at halfway in the season now, and I've got the point lead, so I didn't want to do anything that would jeopardize an up front finish and put me to the back that close to the end of the race. Second place points is a lot better than 10th or 15th or something like that.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. It's definitely points racing. It can be hard, but, it's definitely necessary if your goal is that championship. Now, Myrtle Beach, very unique track. Turns 1 and 2 and turns 3 and 4, very, very different. Like you said, you have those turtles to deal with. I mean, what was the key to tackling these corners tonight? I know, they're both very unique.
They're unique, but almost, I approach them kind of the same way, just with my entry and just kind of letting it really roll into the corner and not trying to. You can overdrive these corners real easy and wash up the track. It's really, it's a discipline game to make sure you're getting off the throttle when you need to, so you don't overdrive it and wash up the track and tear your right front up.
Now, before we let you go, is there any sponsors or shout outs?
Thank you for doing the broadcast. Thunderstruck Super Series, Velocity Motorsports, Holland Mass Dumpsters, Jet Designs, and just my friends and family that watch at home.
Awesome. Well, again, congrats on the runner-up tonight, Josh. Have a great rest of your night.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you. And now let's pull in your winner. Let's talk to the driver of the 07, Kyle Martinson. Kyle, this is Outland in the broadcast booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, great run tonight here at Myrtle Beach, parking it in Victory Lane for the first time this season. I know we talked to you last week in a little bit of a different situation. You came just short after getting bested by only 100th of a second, so you definitely made sure that didn't happen tonight. Parking it in Victory Lane and getting the monkey off your back this season here at Myrtle Beach. So, just walk us through your race and how are you able to just put together your first win of the season tonight at Myrtle Beach, which is, a very tricky track.
Yeah, I just saw Jacob and Dylan racing pretty hard up there, and I thought I was just gonna kind of chill behind them and let them abuse the stuff, and I just keep it where I had them within passing distance if I had a move to make. But they kind of got an incident there, made my job a lot easier. And then I just kind of after that kept Josh behind me, but kind of just not trying to abuse my stuff too much, but definitely trying to keep enough of a pace where he would be behind me.
Yeah, after coming up short so many times this season, how does it feel to just finally break into victory lane and, definitely get that monkey off your back? Because I know as a racer, I've definitely experienced that. It's got to feel good.
Yeah, it feels great. We were big into playing Madden too, and I've been getting my ass kicked in that as well. So it finally feels good to actually win something against these guys because it's been really frustrating lately, and they've been talking some mad crap too. So glad I got that monkey on my back, and it feels good to win tonight.
Now, before I let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Should I give a shout out to my teammates at Velocity, my wife. She worked the last 3 nights in a row, and then I was at work all day, and then I got straight in the computer. So shout out to her for letting me race tonight, and I'm going to go hang out with her and the kiddo.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on the win tonight, Kyle. Hopefully, we might see a couple more throughout the rest of this season. Have a great rest of your night, man.
Sounds good to me, too. Thank you.
And that will do it for tonight's event. One more time, congratulations to Kyle Martinson on his first win of the season. Big thank you to all of the field who participated tonight. Thank you so much to the admins in this league. Daniel Pope, Josh Oswald, William Griffith, Aaron Ward, Michael Swink, Sam Wetstein, Jason Warren, Shannon Wilder. Thank you to all of them for all that they do for this league. Without them, this league would not run as smoothly as it does. Big thank you to series sponsors, SamAllyCo, for their support of the late models series. Definitely go visit their Etsy store. Link is in the description. Browse a vast collection of unique and expressive items. And if you use promo code ATMAN10, you can get 10% off your SamAllyCo order. I want to give a big thank you to you, the viewer who tuned in to watch tonight. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as that would be greatly appreciated. We're trying to reach our goals of 2,500 followers on Facebook and 1,000 subscribers on Twitch and 1,000 followers on Twitch. Make sure to check out our Twitter page, Intensity Broad 1. We're always dropping polls and interacting with our viewers on there. And make sure to visit our web store, IntensityRacing.com. There you can find custom bulk orders, racing apparel, and more. Intensity Apparel does do custom printing, so we are proud to help you with all of your custom merchandise needs, whether you need merch for your business, your racing team, or anything else. We're happy to help you and give you some custom printing. We do custom printing and bulk orders, so definitely hit us up if you're interested in that. Go to our website and get a quote by putting your name, email, phone number, and what you want for your design. Next week, we are going to be taking on Kern County. That's going to be a fun one, a new addition to the iRacing sim. I think it's going to be maybe a few drivers as first times at that track, probably. So excited for that one. Don't want to miss that if you're a fan of Thunderstruck. So make sure to turn on that notification bell on whatever the platform you watch so you don't miss when we go live. I'm Atman Unleashed on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Over and out.